Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is time for my Coloring Supply Regrets 2025 edition. So this is basically going over supplies I have bought in the past with good intention, of course. Either never used or just didn't enjoy. So I thought this would be a great way to show you. Now, just because I don't like these items doesn't mean you won't. So keep that in mind. You might actually be like, oh my gosh, I love those. I am going to do a huge destash very soon with all my adult coloring supplies. So keep an eye out for that video as well. It's not like tomorrow soon, but hopefully December. So let's get started. All right. We're going to start off with the Dragonfly Glaze lines of paint. I literally bought these with great intention. I mean, they have like these chameleon color shifting colors, and I thought, oh, these would be great for backgrounds, great for accents. The colors are really cool because they're clear. So I know like you see the color shift here, but like the paint itself is clear. Well, let me tell you, I have used two of them. I actually have more sitting over there. Two of them, and that's it, but I don't use them like ever. And I sat there thinking, oh, I have so many, like, look at that gradient. I had all these plans and never used them. So there's one. Now, second is the Glitterific line of paints. Now, Mod Podge, different story. The Mod Podge ones are great. They last forever. However, Glitterific has actually like seized up on me. I had a black one I had to throw out. It was like rock hard. And this one is losing its stuff too. I don't know what it is. These are not meant to sit on your shelf for more than a year. So that was kind of a bummer. Okay, what's next, you say? Well, I have the Nuvo glitter markers. I was super excited to get these. And in fact, I'll get a piece of paper so you can see them. But they're a paint pen. You do have to shake them so you hear it. And I had got them for accents. So I had gotten this like really pretty pink. I don't know why my camera's being weird. This blue and this purple. And they came in a set. They weren't cheap. But I was like, ooh, these might be fun. Again, never use them. So I'm going to get one going for you. Now you do have to prime them. But here is one of my biggest problems with these bad boys. There we go. One, it takes a while to prime. But the nub is so stiff that, look, it just leaves a line. It doesn't actually color or create any glitter. Let me zoom you in a little more. One, you got to sit there and prime it if you haven't used them in a while. And this was one reason I stopped bothering with these. Okay, there, it's finally primed. But the nub is so hard. Look, I'm not getting anything. And then when I do get paint out, it just smears. I'm actually throwing these away. But since we're on the topic of glittery things, a long time ago, I had bought all of these Arteza Real Brush pens with glitter. I had such good intentions to shake these bad boys. And again, you just kind of prime it a little. You have to test it because these do get, there we go. Okay, so like there's the purple, for example, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, look at all these accents I could do. I have tons of these, by the way. I haven't ever used this color, so ooh. This one might be locked. It is locked. There's a little thing in here. I'm trying to find ones that are unlocked so you can get the gist. But it takes a little while to prime them if you haven't used them. And you also got to be really careful with how much you oops, that was too much. But it gives like a nice, and I wanted these as like colors for backgrounds, was my thought. And like I said, I have tons of them. This is one jar, and I've got 3 jars of them. But I noticed when I went to go use them, this one, can you see the glitter just barely in here? It's there. Barely. Like, it's not the best. See, I'm like trying to get a good angle, but you can see the glitter there. This light purple one actually has like, it's only shiny because it's wet. So these are kind of a bummer because I bought like a ton of different colors, black, greens. I've got a whole other jar of oranges and all that. So those were a big bummer as well. And they will be in like my destash. I had bought them to go along with like my Spectrum Noir sparkles and my other clear like sparkly accents. These just aren't working out well. I don't even know if they still make these, to be honest. I wonder if they discontinued them because so many people were like, what do I do with this? But like, see, I'll put the black down. We'll see if even the glitter shows on that one. Like very, it's just wet, so you can't even see it. You can barely, this one's dry now. You can kind of see it. But yeah, I was going to use these as accents and backgrounds because you can just paint it on. And I never did. Also, the one thing I will say I don't like is there's no ink level in here either. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay. Now, when it comes to accents, we all like to do white accents. I have got to say, I used to love the Signo Uniball. However, I use Prisma a lot, so these tend to get stuck and they won't actually go over my Prisma unless I spray it with a workable fixative. But what's the point of that? Same thing with my jelly rolls. White gel pens, these are great, but they just don't work because I'm always trying to accent on top of Prisma. Then we have the Posca. I have a few of these in multiple sizes. I cannot get an opaque finish with a Posca. I have bought multiple Poscas and I'll use them. I'll prime them extra. I don't know how everyone else gets a nice opaque finish because mine always still are a little bit transparent. That said, these do go on top of Prisma really well, but they still aren't, well, doing the job because sometimes if I want to cover up some lines, I actually have to reach for my other acrylic paint pens, which are like Panda Fly, Art and Fly, super cheap brands. Okay, then we're on to the Staedtler sharpener. Gosh, this is the worst sharpener I've ever owned. I've bought 3 of these now, thinking maybe it was me, but it has a little lid, and then it has graphite and color. And color, you can actually see where one broke off in there. I need to get that out. You can use either or. A lot of people use the graphite one to get that Prisma color tip. You can use the color. So this is my 3rd one, and still to this day I get nothing but breakage. It actually broke quite a few leads of one of my expensive pencils, and it really chews the wood when the blade wears down, which is pretty quick. So I would rather use a Tegall, which doesn't fit every size pencil, obviously, but if you're going to have a manual one, or at least a little handheld manual one to travel with, I would do a Tegall over a Staedtler. Okay, now my biggest regret of 2025. These are all accent items, but I wanted to show you one that isn't. Welcome to the Derwent Chroma Flow. I have never liked these pencils, even when they released the 48 and 72 count set, which I have 48 count set as well. I had the 48 count set, then Derwent sent me the 72, and then Derwent sent me the 150. Yeah, the 150 didn't improve anything. I wanted to like these. I really did. That said, I just feel like quality control was really missed with these. They're thin. They're not even the quality you expect from Derwent. They're thin. They have a lot of breakage issues. The color palette is just meh, even in this 150 set. So these will actually be in my D stash for those of you who want to see it, but I most definitely regret getting these, the Derwent Chroma Flow. Yes, these were sent to me, but I did buy my own set as well. In fact, I bought another 72 count set myself before Derwent was like, hey, do you want one? And I gave it to a friend. So these will actually be in my pencil D-stash when I do it. But I have reviews on the Chroma Flow already. Funny enough, I'm not a fan of the Chroma Flow, but when I did a comparison of the Chroma Flow to the Color Soft, the Chroma Flow actually won. That doesn't mean I like the pencil, it's just they won fair and square. But for me, if you were to say, hey, would you go buy this 150 count set of ChromaFlow if it's on sale? No. But in a competition against another pencil, it won. I'd highly recommend you go check out that video as well. It's a pretty good video. I still need to do the Prismacolor comparison, but those are my top regrets for 2025 for adult coloring supplies. Yep, most of them are accents, but I do have one set of pencils, and I thought it'd be good to share with you why and, you know, the issues with those. Oh, and let's see. Yep, see the black dried and it's barely sparkly. But a lot of these will be in my huge destash. I'm hoping to get out in December. I'd love to know if any of these are regrets of yours as well, or if you have other regrets to share with everyone. Just put those in the comments below. And yeah, until next time, everyone, take care. Bye now.